selling butts, them buttholes done been sold. Dogs breeding like bugs, or rabbits or coat hangers. Killers killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 Where'd all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. 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 News.
Oh boy, everything appears to work for now. So yeah, I'm going to do a little Nailsin News segment, as the title suggests. Creeps, pervs, and idiots. And pretty much all of them can qualify for those. Well, maybe not all of them, but just about all of them qualify for all three. A few here and there, maybe two. One in particular, just one, you know. But anyway, it'll work out. Hey, Thompson, all of the above for super tip. That's right. You can't. Now, I'm on Rumble Studio, so after I'm done with the news, I'll get to super tip and try to make this work. Because I got to switch to the ingresses here in Rumble Studio. When that happens, there's this delay between the audio and the video. It's the way it works, as far as I know how to do it. Other people are better at this, but this is how I do it. So that's what I'll do. I'll get to that, and we'll go through those, should there be any, at the end there, so that we can hear and see it. You know, won't that be nice? I think so. But basically, I'll probably put the sort of main screen. Of course, they're still going to have the camera probably. But anyway, I'll put the, the background image up so you won't have to be distracted by the fact that my speaking or whatever will be off from the audio. Yeah, it's a pain. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. Mm-hmm. Anyway, Nodak says, hit the like button. That's true. Pell L says, hi, everybody. Nodak says, hi to Pell. And Pell gives everyone a good salute. Well, there you go. See, everyone's caught up. All right. On to our lovely subjects. Well, not so lovely, really. But this one I really had to lead off with. Held off from it on it from last week because I think I was doing another round of crazy bitches and stuff like that. But this guy being a man didn't really fit in with that. So we'll just we'll get into it. We don't need to see me anymore. So here we go. Man wearing diaper with Pacifier around neck confronts girls at elementary school and asks if they will change him. Uh-huh. A Texas man is facing criminal charges for allegedly confronting two young girls in an elementary school parking lot wearing a diaper with a pacifier around his neck and nothing else, while allegedly shouting, "Goo goo, gaga, I need a diaper change." Wesley Whirl. Of course, that's his name. Wesley Whirl, 45, is accused of approaching the children last Wednesday in the parking lot of Andy Woods Elementary School in Tyler. He is charged with criminal solicitation of a minor and criminal trespass after allegedly coming up to the kids as they were riding bikes and scooters in the area. Public Information Officer Andy Erbow of the Tyler Police Department confirmed to Law and Crime that Whirl was arrested at his place of work later in the day after being identified by the girls. His arrest affidavit says the youths rode to a resident's home and alerted two people about what allegedly happened to them. They were visibly shaking and truly petrified. I can imagine. "Will you change my diaper for me?" Whirl allegedly asked them before the kids fled. "Goo goo, gaga, I need a diaper change," he allegedly said. The girls were so frightened that they fell down and skinned their knees up while trying to reach the two residents. They both claimed a scary man was chasing them. Court records show that Whirl has a laundry list of previous charges dating back to 1999, with arrests for stalking and looking at children in inappropriate ways, including one incident where he was caught with his hand in his shorts. When cops asked him why, he reportedly told them he was checking his diaper. So I guess he had a diaper on under the shorts then, but this time he just forgot about that, or just said, "Nah, no shorts. Let's get straight to the diaper." Gee, I wonder where he worked. You know, I'm guessing it wasn't like a baby infant supply thing. You know, I don't know. Boy, this is one of those where I really needed to pay attention to the details. I just saw that this was a guy walking around in a diaper asking women, I thought, to change him. I didn't see that it was an elementary school. So this is the thing. He's got this record. This is who this guy is. But I guess he hasn't actually committed any assaults that they know of. But geez Louise. You're just going to have to bring the asylums back, you know. That's all you can do. And, they can change his diaper there. By professionals. Wesley Whirl. So anyway, Nodak, where is that female cop who yelled taser, taser, and then shot the guy with her gun when you need her? Yeah, exactly. Pellel says exactly. Yeah, see, why can't one of these accidents happen? And when it comes to guys like Wesley, yeah, goo goo, gaga. It seemed like such a simple and innocent series of words, didn't it? Not anymore. Thanks, Wesley, you piece of... So But he'll be out soon. I mean, he just, it was, inappropriate solicitation and whatnot. But he's got to be a registered sex offender from that 1999 thing. So surely violations of him being around the school, that kind of thing. But holy crap. Jeez. Yeah, those girls are going to have nightmares for quite a while. Yeah. Lugs McGurkin, who I met in person when I was in Chattanooga. I feel like I've seen over 10 different videos of female cops accidentally tasing partners. I wasn't searching for them. Gee, there's more than one, because I know that on Cops and Robbers show on Uncensored TV, if you're not a subscriber, you should be. And if you do, hey, help out my good buddy Pat Dixon by using that promo code PAT. I know, by a staggering coincidence, it's spelled exactly as Pat's first name. So go in there, use PAT promo code, and get a discount on your subscription to CompoundCensor.tv, where you can watch the New York City Crime Report, which features cartoons and videos by me. But there's all these other cool shows there, too. You won't get them anywhere else because you can't. But nevertheless, they're all great. And, a variety of just, stuff. But in particular, crazy cop videos. Female cops tasing their partners. It happens. Nodak, he's lucky some dad didn't see that and take the law into his own hands. Unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, and if I'm on that jury, I'm like, acquittal. Crazy bastard in diapers. Hey, would you girls change me? Holy shit. Yeah, this is, you can understand a guy flipping out and blowing that guy away. I mean, Luke McGurking, it was nice seeing you in person, Doug. I only regret that I couldn't get you onto the karaoke stage. Oh, God. Well, count your blessings. Good Lord. All the people like, who is this idiot? Get him off. Please, God. But then again, maybe it would have worked out. I don't know. Never done karaoke. I've sung to myself. I have done that. Yeah. Yeah. And I did record a few songs. They're somewhere. But, Anywho, let's go see our next weirdo. What is this one? Oh, it's not that big of a deal, I don't think. Oh, no, it is. I forgot what it is. Yeah, this one. Nah, it's another weirdo. I guess not as bad as the first one. But is it? Yeah, there we go. Here we go. DJ trades wheels of steel for bars of iron. I didn't say that right. Iran. It's almost like I said Iran, but it's iron. Yeah. Anyway, responding to an indecent exposure complaint, police found Anthony Smith, 32, walking around a Florida park wearing women's lingerie, the bottoms of which were of the thong variety, and left Smith's genitals fully exposed. Fake breasts, on account that he's a man, so he doesn't have any. A wig of long black hair, a black mask around his face, a penis ring that is used for arousal purposes as well as to maintain erections. Oh, is that what it's for? A black foxtail protruding from his posterior. That means it was up his ass. Upon further examination, the bushy tail turned out to be attached to an rectal plug that was inserted in his anus. So that's how it's done when you want a foxtail up your ass. You're going to need it attached to a butt plug. Case you were all wondering. Smith, who works as a party/wedding DJ, allegedly tried to evade a cop who initially discovered him inside Indian Riverside Park in Jensen Beach. He was eventually apprehended near the Children's Museum of the Treasure Coast. Okay. The witness who dialed 911 to report a suspicious individual with his sexual organs exposed was in the park to pick up their kids from a summer camp at the museum, but said that no children witnessed this event. Well, okay, so see, I don't know, I guess they were inside the museum. Anyway, asked by police what was going on today, Smith reportedly said that he suffers from some sort of sexual addiction and that engaging in lewd behavior arouses him. He added that this was not the first time he had a run-in with law enforcement for this same kind of behavior. You don't say. Yeah, the odds are that this is the first time he's done this would seem unlikely. I guess like the first time he just walked around in the women's underwear, maybe. You know, maybe just the wig and no one really noticed then, you know. So you got to up the ante. And then eventually you end up with foxtail butt plug. Smith was convicted in 2017 of indecent exposure and resisting arrest after he was spotted naked and pleasuring himself in public. Oh, well, there you go. In post-arrest comment, Smith reportedly said he does this because pornographic materials do not suffice his sexual desires and that he does not want to violate his morals by having sexual relations before marriage. Or by using a female solely for sexual purposes. You have a foxtail butt plug up your ass. You're wearing women's underwear. And you're into girls, are you? Okay. Smith, who was sentenced to 6 months in jail in the 2017 case, told arresting officers that he had been arrested twice in the past for committing this act. Charged with exposure of sexual organs and resisting arrest, both misdemeanors, Smith was booked into the county jail where he's being held in advance of an August 13th court appearance. Well, I guess he's already had it. Anyway, according to court records, Smith resides in a Stewart home owned by his parents. His DJ firm, which has been accredited by the Better Business Bureau, operates from that residence. Well, is he going to maintain his credit score on the Better Business Bureau? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's a great DJ, you know, and everybody's happy with the performances and stuff at the weddings and everything. But I'm guessing he doesn't show up dressed in the outfit, you know. At least, you know, not the foxtail butt plug. So I thought this one, see, again, I only saw the initial, there's a guy walking around in women's underwear. That ought to be funny. I didn't, I got to be careful about this. You know, I said, it can't be as bad as that first one. No, it's just dumb luck that the kids weren't outside. You know, jeez. Nodak of skimming the headlines. Yeah, old skimming the head. Exactly. It's irresponsible. I'm going to lose my anchorman license. Luke's McGurkin karaoke is super dorky, but I use it as a way to stay in practice with singing. Well, yeah, that makes sense. The plus side of it is that you're guaranteed not to be the worst singer there at most places. Well, yeah, that's true. It's kind of the whole deal, isn't it? You know? Let's not be too quick to judge the man. The rectal plug could have been a cleverly disguised medical device. This is true. That's a good point, Lugs. We don't know the entirety of his condition. You know, and maybe that's what kept him in check, because otherwise he would have gone full Jack the Ripper, you know. but that plug reminds him, okay. I just want to walk around in my lingerie, you know? And he says this is what he does to arouse himself. So he's got to walk around. That's what it takes for him to get a ride. Jeez, that's a lot of trouble. Poor bastard, huh? Lugs McGurkin, LMAO Nodak. Oh, Nodak, I guess it's better that it's a plug and there wasn't a fox up there. Well, that's true. Good Lord. I imagine the cruelty to animals charge would be there because there's no way to discern that the fox was into it. You know? And they're like, good God, it's not a butt plug foxtail. It's a total fox shoved up his rectum. My God, of all the ways to die. Don't look up there, Taylor. You might not like what you find. Luke McGurgan with just the wig, he just looked like Thulsa Doom. Oh, yeah. From Conan the Barbarian. Luke McGurgan. The plug is a form of punishment. They made him put it in after last night. He's been court ordered to wear his butt plug. But they didn't say anything about a foxtail. Say he tried to dress it up to make it fun for himself. And no foxtail butt plugs. Who do you think you are, Foxy? No foxtail for you. He's like, I can't have any fun. Not that kind of fun, stupid. All right. Meanwhile, elsewhere, felony charge sticks in glue contamination. Okay, let's see what we have here. A Wisconsin man pled guilty to contaminating a female co-worker's Coca-Cola with drops of Gorilla Superglue, a crime that was caught on video after the victim hid a surveillance camera under her desk. So she was already suspicious something was up about her Coca-Cola. During a circuit court hearing, Joseph Ralph Ross, 35, copped to a felony charge of placing foreign objects in edibles. Wow, edibles too, huh? The Milwaukee resident, whose admission came after plea negotiations with prosecutors, was scheduled to be sentenced in October. Ross and the 36-year-old victim shared an office at the Wisconsin's Exposition Center, a state-owned exhibit hall in West Allis, or Alley, a Milwaukee suburb. As detailed in a criminal complaint, the woman told police that she suspected the beverages on her desk had been contaminated by a chemical substance earlier this year. The victim reported becoming ill after consuming the adulterated liquid, which she described as having a strong chemical smell and taste. Well, whenever you're about to drink something and it suddenly has a strong chemical smell, don't drink it. But I guess she probably smelled it after she swallowed it. She's probably in a hurry. Man, I'm thirsty and I want my Coca-Cola. And she would, what? And then she took a sniff. Oh, what the? And then doubled over in pain. I mean, she's lucky she's not dead. Gorilla Glue? I mean, that stuff's as strong as a gorilla, you know? Due to past events, investigators noted on March 20th, the woman hid a camera below her computer monitor to see if anyone was putting substances into her beverage. Within 30 minutes, the camera recorded Ross wearing latex gloves, squeezing Gorilla Glue into the victim's can of Coca-Cola. When subsequently confronted by cops, Ross, who was unaware of the hidden camera, claimed only to have placed a supplement in the victim's Coke. Supplement. Did he believe that Gorilla Glue was going to turn a woman on? That it's supposed to be like Spanish Fly or something? I mean, looking at his mugshot, he's probably dumb enough to think something like that. Anyway, a police search of a trash container near Ross's office yielded the protective gloves. He just left them. They were stupid. Which were wadded up into a ball with the glue bottle and its cap inside the gloves. Gee, the weapon, the gloves, everything. As part of his plea to the felony charge, Ross may never own or possess a firearm and will be unable to vote until his civil rights have been restored. Well, okay, but is he barred from owning Gorilla Glue? Yeah. I think that's the important thing. Yeah. Yeah. And also, he should be barred from being anywhere near Coca-Cola. Because you're like, hey guys, want some Coke? The answer is always going to be no, but not everybody's going to know this story. So he should be barred from Coca-Cola as well. You know? Jeez Louise. I wonder how much Gorilla Glue she swallowed, you know? I mean, seems like that would kill you. I guess, you know, after that first day, and then got sick, you know, it wasn't enough. But, I mean, you would have thought like her, she was like, you know, like that. It's probably what he thought would happen. Man, he really hated her, you know? So that's it for that moron. That creep and idiot applies there, but possibly pervert. I mean, he did this to a female. He probably has a thing for her and all that crap, you know? And she said, yeah, I don't feel that way about you. And you get the glue. You know? Lugs, I don't want to get racial or anything, but I'm surprised black guys haven't gotten more into wigs. Also, Doom had a great look. Yeah, that is. Yeah. I mean, that first story, that guy was into the wigs. Maybe that's why, you know, they're thinking. Hello, that guy. I know, isn't it? It's great. Yeah, I'm going to have to, when I clip this for a separate video, you know, gonna have to Photoshop that guy in the prison jumpsuit and all that. Nodak, he looks like a real Mensa member. Yeah. Well, I mean, how are the standards at Mensa by now, you know? He may already be a member. Lugs McGurkin, it's always the normal, intelligent-looking ones, Nodak. Lugs McGurkin, can't trust him, Nodak. Or he didn't see that lead paint PSA that Ant showed. Yeah. The paint chips. That was bizarre. You have to check out Censor.tv. Well, that was on our live show, Jokes Kill, where we review the shows on Censor.tv, and we did that earlier tonight. That's Pat Dixon's show. But you got to be a subscriber to catch those. Pell, when you need your Coke to be strong enough for the toughest jobs on planet Earth. Yeah, you'll stick around with Coca-Cola. Lugs McGurkin, I feel like I could drink a fair amount of Gorilla Glue without a big deal. Oh, well, all right. Lugs McGurkin, I could do more if you paid me. All right, well, if you want to see someone drink Gorilla Glue, pony up and contact Lugs. Pell, past the lips and literally sticks to the hips. Oh, jeez. Yeah, definitely from the inside. My God. Well, I guess it turned out well. You know, I would have thought this would be, you know, a case of murder. Most foul. Aren't all murders foul? Well, that one certainly would be. Oh boy, what it. Who's this? We'll try this one. Oh yeah. More of the idiot variety, but I'm sure there's some creep there too. Thank you. Okay. Man murdered his ex-best friend by shooting him in the groin because the victim was trying to manipulate his girlfriend. Huh. This was over a girl, huh? Anyway, a Virginia man has learned his fate for shooting and killing his once best friend in a violent case centered on an apparent love triangle. Dustin Dove, 24, was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of 22-year-old Seth Wallace in May 2024. In April, a jury found Dove guilty of first-degree murder, though court records show he was originally charged with murder in the second degree. Dove's defense team reportedly did not dispute that he had shot Wallace, but said he intended to injure, not kill Wallace. Wallace died from his injuries less than 3 weeks after he was shot. Yeah, that happens. You never know what the damage of the bullet's going to do, stupid. Anyway, while the shooting occurred on May 24th, 2024, the story goes back further. As detailed in Waynesboro Circuit Court, Dove and Wallace met at a Harrisonburg bar in 2022 and became inseparable, hanging out with each other all the time. But everything began to change in January 2024 when Dove was jailed and convicted on drug charges. According to the defense attorney, Wallace was inappropriate with Dove's girlfriend, 22-year-old Kaylee Turner, suggesting that there was a complicated love triangle between the three individuals. But Turner allegedly told Dove about Wallace's behavior, and they decided to cut Seth out of their lives. Dove was reportedly released from jail, but violated his parole that May when he tested positive for drugs. With the return to jail looming, Wallace began to manipulate Turner by saying Dove had been cheating on her. And when Dove learned of this, the charged emotions are said to have been cranked even higher. The two men sent nasty, mean things to each other, including Wallace allegedly targeting the cancer diagnosis of Dove's mother. Oh, boy. The text continued until May 24th, hours before Wallace was shot. A digital forensics expert read the messages aloud in court. The message included, "Dog, I'm going to destroy you," and "I'm going to get away with it." At some point, Dove was even said to have recorded videos wearing a mask and holding the AR-15 style rifle used in the shooting. Then came the shooting itself. At about 4 a.m. on May 24th, 2024, Dove and Turner drove to Wallace's house on D Street in Waynesboro. Dove hid in a location where he would be able to see Wallace. And when he did, he fired the gun. 15 bullet casings were reportedly later found, with 8 of them being connected to bullets that had penetrated the victim's skin. The bullet wounds were mostly concentrated around Wallace's groin and lower torso. It's no mystery as to why. Body camera footage from responding Waynesboro police officers showed the victims struggling from the gunshot wounds. But responsive. "Who shot you?" one of them asked. Dustin, he managed to reply, eventually identifying Dove as leading to the man's arrest the next day. Wallace's wounds eventually became infected, sending him into septic shock and killing him. The Waynesboro Police Department announced Dove's arrest on May 25th, 2024. It reportedly came after he and Turner drove to West Virginia to visit her father and talk about the murder. Months after, the girlfriend's got to be charged too. She's an accessory, obviously. We get to that. Months after Wallace died, Dove is said to have written a rap song and sung it over a jail telephone line with phrases including, "I don't duck murders," and "He was my best friend. Now he's dead meat." Yeah, he sucks as a rapper. That's terrible. It's terrible anyway, but God, he sucks. Turner was also set to appear in court for a plea deal, having originally faced charges for accessory to first-degree murder and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony, which is exactly what you did. So you gave her a plea deal. All right. A GoFundMe set up for Wallace said he was too young to be taken by an act of hatred and was just starting to really enjoy life as a young man. So I guess for funeral expenses, I don't know. But yeah, his best bet for the girl was to point out your boyfriend's going back to jail. He's pathetic. You're better off with me. I don't commit crimes. Instead of lying, saying the guy was cheating. Then again, maybe he was. But still, you're dealing with a criminal, and he can't control himself. That's why he keeps breaking laws, and the likelihood of something like this happening is very high indeed. But these plea deals, this is flat out first degree murder. He planned the whole thing. Anyway, and the girlfriend got off way too easy because she's sparking all of this, getting off on the guys fighting over her and everything. Geez, I'm going to have to get a refill on my drinky poo. But, so there you go. Gee, they were best friends. Yeah, well. I'll read some shot. Yes. No, read that one. Did that one. A. Thompson probably trying to make her shut the fuck up. Oh, you mean the glue thing? Yeah. A. Thompson, some bitches need their lips glued. Oh, A. Thompson, that's not nice. Nodak, leaving a paper trail saying that you're going to get away with it. Yeah, this is a complete moron. Belle in jail. Dub better not drop the soap. Yeah, he's already been, so it's probably already reamed out. Nodak, at Bella, if he does, they will say, this is what it sounds like. With the dove cry. So now we know what doves sound like. This is what it sounds like when doves cry, bitch. Shit. Where did the chat go? My little. There we go. All right, moving right along. Yeah. So here we go for another pervert. Well. Impulsive man accused of sex assault claims he never raped anyone, but victim did want it to be over, and it seemed traumatizing. All right. A Missouri man accused of sexually assaulting a woman last month claims he never raped her, but when they would have sex, he says, the victim seemed like she wanted it to be over, admitting it was traumatizing and one-sided. Yeah, you're getting close to the definition. Anyway, Remo Rooks, 38, of Clinton, is charged in Henry County with 2 counts of second-degree rape after the victim reported the alleged assaults to police. The woman allegedly told police that Rooks, who allegedly admitted to cops that he is actually impulsive, took advantage of her on July 31st at a private residence in Clinton, which is about 75 miles southeast of Kansas City. The extent of their relationship is unclear. The victim stated Remo raped her twice in the same day. The victim stated she told him no and that she did not want to have sex. Remo was taken into custody and interviewed by police about what allegedly happened. He tried denying the accusations against him, saying the sex was consensual, but also admitted that it eventually felt one-sided. Remo advised Remo advised he never raped the victim, but when they would have sex, the victim seemed like she wanted it to be over, stating it seemed traumatizing for the victim. Remo, okay, sexually impulsive, said it a million times. Rooks, who faces up to 14 years in prison, was behind bars on $25,000 bond. What a stupid story, you know? Come on. He pretty much had every aspect of a rape in there. He just says, well, it's not rape. You know, it was consensual. Well, what about the part where she said she didn't want to do it? And, you know, he's like, yeah, that's where I kind of thought she wanted it to be over. And this was really all one-sided, like, meaning I'm the only one getting off on this. You know, what gave you that idea? I don't know. The way she kept hitting me in the face, screaming and clawing at me and stuff like that. I just assume that's how she likes it. But then I began to think, well, that expression on her face, I don't see any joy or pleasure in there at all. So but rape, I mean, well, since she didn't want to do it, how come it didn't stop? Oh, well, I held her down so she couldn't get away. Oh, but rape? Get out of here. See? Apparently that's how his story goes. So. Oh, Nodak. Oh, yeah, I did that one. Doves cry. Lugs McGurkin, you're Dove, nerd. While he's crying in the shower. You're Dove, nerd. You're Dove. A. Thompson, back to the foxtail, Doug. What color was it? Well, I'm assuming it was red. Of course, not all foxes are red. So, they said foxtail. Pellel, if you're gonna have sex appropriate, do it in Clinton. Yeah. But not with anyone named Remo. So anyway, there you go. Perverts aplenty tonight. Look, I'm just going to have to pour me something to drink here. You'll just have to deal with it. I was supposed to play some little clip or whatever, but the problem is most of the clips I have aren't that little. Besides, I'm on Rumble Studio just because I am. I might as well gain credits at Rumble too, you know. Might as well. A little drop left. Right out of the bottle. Yes. Gold Peak Tea, 0 sugar. For diabetics like me. Pellel, if you're... Oh, we already read that one. Yeah. All right. So the next one, well, this one involves a couple. You know, sometimes men and women team up in their crimes. And this one will be no different. Yeah. What? Oh, geez. Married couple lived with corpse of intimate threesome partner for 18 months after he died to collect his Social Security money. All right, then. I'm guessing this is the couple, but he's the one who was collecting Social Security. He looks younger than them. But, well, anyway. A Colorado husband and wife are currently behind bars after keeping the third member of their intimate threesome dead at home for roughly 18 months to continue drawing his Social Security income. James David Agnew, 55, and Suzanne Ruth Agnew, 57, stand accused of one count each of tampering with a deceased human body and abuse of a corpse. Ew. The husband is also charged with theft by larceny, over $2,000, and unauthorized use of a financial transaction device, over $2,000, as well as 2 counts of introducing contraband into a correctional facility. Huh. Wait. Were they already in? I don't. Maybe this is after they got. But anyway, the wife faces 2 different money-related charges: theft between $5,000 and $20,000, and unauthorized use of a financial transaction device in an amount between $5,000 and $20,000. Boy, she really likes to spend, doesn't she? Yeah, that's about right. You know, the macabre maintenance of the deceased man's remains occurred in Lakewood, a large suburban city located immediately west of Denver. In late June, officers with the Lakewood Police Department were asked by the brother of James O'Neill, 62, to perform a welfare check, saying the family had not seen him since 2019 or spoken to him since 2021. At the apartment on South Amon Street, a man exited and identified himself as James. The man allegedly acknowledged his family's inquiries, but insisted he did not want to see or speak with them. Law enforcement later provided an image of the man they spoke with, taken from body-worn camera footage to O'Neill's brother. But the brother said that was the wrong James. Robert said this is not his brother, the affidavit reads. Agents later were able to identify the male as James Agnew. But based on the conversation, he appeared to be implying that he was James O'Neill. So police returned to the residence and talked with the couple, but law enforcement was allegedly not allowed inside. The upshot of the second conversation was O'Neill being placed on a missing persons list. Police say the Agnews gave somewhat conflicting stories about whether or not the missing man ever lived with them, settling on a narrative where he briefly lived there, but moved out after meeting some foreign woman online several years back. Days later, the brother called the Agnews to discuss an inheritance that needed to be deposited into O'Neill's bank account. The witness told police the couple switched up to suggest O'Neill was somehow back in the house, but still refused to talk to him. Still, the brother said the Agnews readily provided O'Neill's bank account and Social Security numbers. Upon learning O'Neill would need to be present for the deposit, however, the couple immediately stopped talking to him. Those combined conversations apparently set off alarm bells. I'll bet. The brother then decided to check O'Neill's bank account activity by using the information the Agnews provided to him, according to the affidavit. The deceased man's brother found regular activity, a monthly deposit of $967 in Social Security income, an overdraft of roughly $200, and numerous ATM withdrawals. The brother then provided that information to police. Law enforcement continued their investigation. They subsequently obtained surveillance footage from a 7-Eleven where O'Neill's debit card was used on multiple occasions. Images from around those time-stamped transactions show James Agnew making purchases and leaving the 7-Eleven in question. Yeah. In early July, James Agnew was cooperatively arrested for an outstanding warrant. Officers then called in to Suzanne Agnew and told her they wanted to talk and that they had a search warrant. This was apparently all the wife needed to hear. She said she understood and immediately told me we would find James O'Neill's body in the residence, indicating he was deceased. God damn it, Sue. You gave it up. Go. An officer wrote in the affidavit, I let other detectives know and then came back out to Suzanne to provide her with a Miranda advisement. Suzanne indicated she understood the advisement and agreed to continue speaking with me at the station. God damn it, shut your mouth. No, your detectives searching the residence did find the body of a deceased male, presumed to be James O'Neill. I would gather that too. During her subsequent interview, Suzanne Agnew explained that she referred to the deceased man as Jim, and that the three had been in a three-way relationship for years. She said they've lived together for many years and have had an intimate relationship with the three of them involved. Then in December 2023, O'Neill died. His death is presumed to have been caused by a medical condition and or drug use. According to the affidavit, the defendants are not suspected of killing him. So I guess you did the autopsy. It's not indicated here. And discovered the cause of death was, natural if it, was his drug use and medical. Not poison, Anyway, Suzanne Agnew allegedly admitted she was the one who initially refused to give up the man and repeatedly acknowledged it was wrong not to report his death. I asked Suzanne about when they decided to cover up his body, and she said after about a week, the Chihuahuas began chewing on him, so she... Good God. The Chihuahuas began chewing on him, so she covered him with a deflated air mattress to try to keep them away. I'm betting that didn't work. During a separate interview, the husband allegedly admitted to using O'Neill's debit card, but said he had always had the PIN. And in summary, law enforcement determined the couple used roughly $17,406 of O'Neill's Social Security money over some 18 months. James had less to say about Jim's passing, but provided a similar account. He didn't remember exactly when Jim died, but said he recalled it and could tell he was deceased. He didn't initially provide reasoning as to why the police were not contacted, but later told me he was aware of the SSI income that went into Jim's account and said that was definitely a consideration in deciding whether or not to report his death. Yeah. Come on. That was the total consideration here, especially since law enforcement believes the guy wasn't murdered. So, but they're like, first thing that came to mind, oh no, I think Jim's dead. Oh, hell, there goes more than a third of our income. I know. And there you go. There it is. You would think you'd make more of an effort than a deflated air mattress, to keep the Chihuahuas away. That's it. They don't really go into the 18 months with a rotting corpse in there. Did you do it? Did you cover it with, I don't know. Whatever. Boy, the things people will do for money, huh? And they didn't really mourn the loss of their mutual boyfriend. It was all about the money for them. Bastards. Pell, if Rumble notices you, maybe you can have your own fish lunch. Well, sure. Don't act a little dabble, do you? A. Thompson, no teachers, although I do have some coming up, but I'm going to put that together for a Crazy Bitch, volume 3. A couple of them are like updates. to previous stories, that kind of thing. Anyway, A. Thompson, we need the lesson plan with Doug Nelson. A. Thompson, you know what's fucked up? My uncle told me to do that to him. Put him in the deep freezer. I didn't do it, though. I paid his funeral for him. He said, don't tell him I'm dead. You can keep collecting my SSI. That's probably happened a number of times. I mean, on the willingly part, he's like, look, you can still collecting my money anyway. Pell, that's the most hillbilly thing I've ever heard. Yeah. A. Thompson, yeah, he was from Mississippi. There you go. It's money in the mailbox every month. It's going to hurt when that stops. Nonak, they will get in more trouble for scamming the government out of Social Security than they will for the corpse stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You don't fuck with the government's money. It's not their money. It's yours, but still, they legally get to take it from you. But, man, when you fuck around with that, they say, hey, come on, what's the big deal? You were sending those checks all along anyway. To him, he's dead. He don't get no more. So, boy, are they, yeah, you're right. You don't want to mess with that shit. No, sir. Okay. Well, that was all gruesome and disgusting. So we got to have some lighthearted stories. I didn't have one the last time I did a Nailsin News thing. That was terrible. So there's got to be one that's, not horrible and disgusting. It's hard to come by sometimes. So here we go. Someone did some scam here and thought she was clever and stuff. I don't know. Could have put it in the Crazy Bitch News segment, but she's just a thief. I guess a klepto, but not quite crazy enough to merit that. Anyway, letter carrier turned mail thief posted Instagram photos flaunting her high life. This keeps happening. This goes back to the MySpace days, where people would flaunt their stolen goods and then immediately get arrested because you practically confessed. Well, you did. You confessed to your crime. And it's just stupid. They keep doing it. A former United States Postal Service letter carrier pled guilty in California to a 3-year spree of stealing credit and debit cards and checks from the mail, items she used to pay for luxury goods and international travel. Marianne Magdammit, 31, copped to conspiracy to commit bank fraud, a felony, in connection with a sprawling scheme that indicated her using many of the stolen cards and selling others to accomplices with nicknames like Ghana and One Punch. Like One Punch Man, I guess. Magdammit, who earned $56,000 annually delivering mail from the main post office in Torrance, used her Instagram page, Your Falcon Mom, to chronicle vacations to destinations like Aruba, Tulum, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Los Cabos, and Turks and Caicos. Shopping sprees netted items from Valencia. Is that weird fashion line with all the S&M stuff that's really creepy, but Kanye West loves it? I don't know. Hermes, Rick Owens, Palm Angels, Dior, and Louis Vuitton, as well as a Tesla Cybertruck, and a diamond-encrusted Rolex watch. Damn. Magdammit also posted photos of cash stacks. Yeah, see, you're stupid. After more than 100 credit cards were reported stolen from stops on Magdammit's route Postal Service investigators launched a probe that included the surreptitious placement of a camera inside her postal vehicle. Mag Dammit was subsequently caught red-handed sorting mail containing checks and plastic. I assume more than just sorting it, she stole the checks and cards, right? When agents raided Mag Dammit's apartment in December 2024, she said, "Oh, damn it." They found 133 credit and debit cards, 16 U.S. Treasury checks, and 18 stolen gift cards. Investigators were also able to obtain store surveillance video showing Mag Dammit making purchases with stolen cards at Apple and Home Depot. Mag Dammit, a dual citizen of the U.S. and the Philippines, is being held at the Federal Detention Center in Los Angeles in advance of her sentencing. The conspiracy charge alone carries a maximum of 30 years. You see, government don't like it when you mess with their money. And of course, all money is theirs. That's how they see it. Yeah. Oh, Mag Dammit. Boy, did you mess up. And I mean, you had a pretty good paycheck, you know. Wasn't enough for you. Didn't satisfy the needs and wants of Mag Dammit. Because, damn it, she's high maintenance. Nodak, yeah, probably somehow voted. Yet, probably, well, dual citizenship, so yeah, she can vote. Pelel, Zumach's long-lost Mexican sister. Really? I didn't know that. Nodak, Marianne McDammit, you know, yeah. Marianne McDammit, you knew better than that. She didn't care. She wanted that Cybertruck and Rolex. I mean, you know, she couldn't be seen walking around with just any old watch, especially coming out of a Cybertruck. It's funny how they, you know, shouldn't they have noticed that, you know, besides it took people saying, hey, I'm supposed to be getting these checks, but I'm not. Hey, I'm supposed to be getting a new credit card, and I'm not. Like, this is coming up a lot. Who's on the route for these people? Oh, it's Mag Dammit. Damn it. So, you know, compared to the previous stories, it's lighthearted, you know? It's just a thief. I mean, it sucks to be one of the victims, you know? They really put a real, you know, bump in the road for you. But nowhere near like, you know, murder, you know, perverts and all that. So finally, might as well cover this story. Everyone has, but to end on an even more lighthearted narrative that doesn't have to involve perverts, possible creeps, possibly. But no murderers or anything like that. But idiot? Oh yes. Yeah, that will suffice. Stuttering John Melendez suing podcaster Pear for secretly recording his voice and mocking him. Now already the headline is just so wrong. That's not how that happened. Stuttering John Melendez is suing a pair of podcasters for secretly recording his voice and using his name and even his couch cushions to make a buck off of his quote-unquote significant fame. At least they got that part right. Melendez, 59, claims comedians Carl Heberger, it's pronounced Heberger, and the Dabblers of the Dabbleverse, and Shuli Agar used illegally recorded private phone calls to mock and ridicule him on air and in live events where he was the main attraction. They didn't record him. And I'm not entirely certain that it's an illegal recording if it's public. But of course, I can't remember. Was it in New York? I don't know. Every state's different. Anyway, Melendez is a well-known figure in comedy and broadcasting with a distinctive voice. Well, and persona that he has cultivated over decades. Melendez said, and okay, this is him describing himself, sure. Hey, pick a rescue dog. Yeah. Melendez rose to fame on the Howard Stern Show, where he was known for asking celebrities offensive questions and then taking the abuse they hurled his way. Melendez's name and likeness carry significant fame and goodwill among audiences. He contended in the August 7th legal filing, adding, Heberger and Egar were not as well known. Egar it's Egger, isn't it? Egger also worked for Stern until 2020. At the center of the complaint is an event held in Rochester last August called DabbleCon 2, aimed at online fans who dabble in internet gossip. Well, no, that's not what it is. Once upon a time, John Melendez, Stuttering John, was on Chrissy Mayr's podcast, and she made the comment, well, you've dabbled in comedy, and he took great umbrage at it. And everyone said, well, and Dabbleverse was born, Heberger, 47, and Eager, 50, allegedly teased juicy portions of secret phone calls between Melendez and comedian Kate Meany, in which he makes unsolicited advances toward her. Well, Dabbleverse has made the big time. And there's the cushions he threw away. So, Shuli's show. The duo systemically used excerpts of those recordings along with Melendez's picture and other personal material as the centerpiece of their podcast and comedy act for months. Heberger and Eger even trespassed on his Los Angeles property. That's not going to be trespass. And rifled through his trash to snatch sofa cushions from an old couch to display as a comedic exhibit. Yeah, no, they can do that. People can pick. That's why you put that out there. Someone to get rid of your old crap. And, they did you a favor. Come on. The pair put the display. The stunt was clearly intended to ridicule plaintiff. Well, yeah. And to further entice fans by offering a bizarrely intimate connection to him. Look, they didn't make him do these expressions. The lawsuit is completely frivolous and without merit, Heberger told the Pervs, denying any wrongdoing and slamming it as an asinine attempt at a money grab. It's going to cost him money. Anyway, the lawsuit is a sad attempt from a sad man to make money, added Egger. It's not the first time Melendez has gone after people for using his voice. In 2020, he sued SiriusXM, claiming the company exploited his name and voice to promote Stern's show when he left after 15 years. He ultimately lost the case. Yeah. John is not an intelligent man. We've watched him make the same mistakes over and over, added Heberger. Melendez was on the Howard Stern Show from 1988, 1988? Yeah, that's about right. To 2004, when he left to become the new announcer on The Tonight Show with Jay Leno, where he worked in various capacities until they eventually got rid of him in 2014. In 2018, he launched the Stuttering John podcast. racist, which puts him out in the public, you know. Yeah. Anyway, where he gained attention for a prank call to President Trump. Yeah. The podcast ran until December. Since then, he's been doing stand-up shows and cameo videos. Melendez's lawyer did not respond to the Post's requests for comment. Yeah. He'll cash the checks that he sends him for the moment, and then, we did the best we could, John, but the court was not amused, and that's it. Yeah. Yeah. So, if you're going to claim that the recording is illegal, you go after the one who recorded it. So, is Kate listed in this? It didn't seem to be in the article. But there again, weren't they like at a bar or a restaurant or whatever? Or was that over the? If he's talking, well, yeah, was that one over the phone and stuff? But then it depends on what state you recorded in too, because you can get away with that. So, oh well. Gee, you think he'll win? You think this is it? The big win finally for the Duke of the Dabbleverse? Stay tuned. Nodak says, here you go, A. Thompson. Stuttering John is a substitute teacher. There's your teacher star. Yes. But even Stuttering John had the decency not to commit any of those crimes. So, yes, quite right, Nodak. Our teacher's story for tonight. So there you go. Nailsin News, creeps, pervs, and idiots. So hopefully, well, you had fun with that. All right. All right. So we don't have to check super tips. I didn't get any. So no point switching to the other layer, screen, whatever. So thanks for watching the show, and we'll do it again soon. Maybe even later in the morning. I don't know. We'll have to see. I got other stuff I got to take care of and all that. And then I don't know what I'll be doing Tuesday night, but probably another show. Probably Crazy Bitch News. Could be that. Yeah, could be. All right. Thanks for watching. And like I said, we'll do it. Oh, wait. Nodak is now the part of the show where you teach us about the New Testament. Oh, teach you about the New Testament. You realize how long that would take? If I didn't have to work, on the weekend, then like do the Sunday comic show in the morning, then go to bed, wake up Sunday night, do the Bible show. See? But I can't. And of course, yeah, there are biblical comics, so I could do that on the Sunday comics show. So, yeah, I suppose that'll be a thing. It will be a thing. Indeed. World is made up of things, and that's what things do. You got a kick out of it. You can take some amount of solace, pieces of crap. See? That's not you. It's not, is it? So, oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. There it is. Always right in front of God and everybody. It's so embarrassing. But hell, we've seen worse. All right. Good night, everybody. I'll talk to you again soon.
Killers, killing it, killing it, killing it, killing it. Nailsin News. 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 Where all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street? While killers be killing and killing and killing and killing. Nailsin News. News. Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News. News. Killers, killing it, killing it, killing it, killing it. Nailsin News. 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 Where all the money go? Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News. News. Ain't nobody gonna know. Do you trust your meat to take a walk down the street while killers be killing and killing and killing and killing? Nailsin News.